Before the gas chambers and the death camps, there were words, propaganda, policies. Slowly, methodically, the groundwork for genocide was laid in 1930s Germany. After World War I, a defeated and economically devastated Germany searched for answers. Adolf Hitler, through charisma and manipulation, rose to power by weaponizing a long history of anti-Semitism. The Nazi regime labeled Jews as the enemy of the German people. They were stripped of citizenship, barred from jobs, and made the scapegoats for every national woe. Laws like the Nuremberg laws legalized discrimination. Children were taught to hate. Neighbors turned against each other. But this wasn't just about Germany. Anti-Semitism existed across Europe, and Hitler's ideology would find collaborators in nearly every occupied country. As the Nazi Empire expanded, so too did its mission, not just conquest, but annihilation. Once war began, the persecution intensified. Jews were herded into ghettos, overcrowded, disease-ridden urban prisons walled off from the rest of society. Warsaw, Orzhów, Krakow, and hundreds more dotted Nazi-occupied territories. Life in the ghettos was bleak. Families of 10 or more crammed into one room. Food was scarce. Many starved to death. And yet, even in the face of despair, people resisted with courage. Secret schools, underground newspapers, and acts of quiet defiance reminded the world that identity could not be erased. But the ghettos were not the final stop. They were holding pens. Starting in 1942, under the coded name Final Solution, the Nazis began mass deportations, cramming Jews into cattle cars and sending them to death camps in the east. Auschwitz, Treblinka, Sobibor. These names now echo with horror. They were not just prisons, they were machines of death. At Auschwitz, over 1.1 million were murdered, most of them within hours of arrival. Families stepped off the train, were selected by SS doctors, and sent to gas chambers disguised as showers. Zyklon B, a pesticide, was used to suffocate them by the hundreds. The death camps were constructed with chilling efficiency. Human hair was shaved and sold. Teeth were pulled for gold. Ashes from crematoria filled the air and the fields. Among the victims were Jews, Roma, disabled individuals, LGBTQ+ people, and political prisoners. Those not immediately killed were forced into slave labor, starved, beaten, worked to death. And yet, even in this hell, some resisted. Escapes, sabotage, prayers whispered through barbed wire, proof that the human spirit endures, even when all hope seems lost. In 1945, Allied troops advanced into Nazi territory and stumbled upon unspeakable horror. The camps were liberated, but what they found was unimaginable: skeletal survivors, mass graves, and facilities designed for systematic murder. Photos and film captured the atrocities. Survivors testified. The world was forced to reckon with what had been done, and what had been ignored for too long. The Nuremberg trials brought Nazi leaders to justice. For the first time in history, genocide was named as a crime against humanity. But justice felt partial. Most perpetrators escaped. Entire communities had vanished. For survivors, the war didn't end with liberation. They had no homes, no families. Many faced rejection when they returned. Yet they rebuilt. They shared their stories. They lit candles and etched names into stone, so the world would never forget. The Holocaust was not just a Jewish tragedy. It was a human tragedy. 6 million Jews, and millions of others, were murdered, not because of what they did, but because of who they were. Today, the survivors grow fewer, but their stories, their warnings endure. The Holocaust teaches us the dangers of silence, of hatred left unchecked, of laws used as weapons, and of the thin line between civilization and barbarism. In classrooms and memorials, in Yom HaShoah services and museum exhibits, the world remembers, but remembrance alone is not enough. Action is required to stand against anti-Semitism, racism, and genocide wherever it surfaces. The Holocaust teaches that evil can flourish when good people do nothing. It teaches us the power of humanity, even in the face of total dehumanization. And it reminds us, never again must mean never again, for anyone.